All right, we're back. I'm listening to 90s music. Another great time. Happy New Year to everyone out there.
Happy New Year, we back.
Yeah. So let's just jump right into it. We was talking about Yacht Rock, the documentary. Stacey, go. You was already in the middle of it. Go.
I've been trying to talk about the Yacht Rock documentary for weeks because it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Okay, you understand that is what I grew up on. I'm sorry, back in my day, we didn't call it Yacht Rock. Okay, it was soft rock.
Soft rock.
And you in St. Louis, you listen to it on 102.5 KEZK with Delilah in the evening. Delilah, and those are the songs that I grew up.
Not Delilah in the evening, yeah.
You listen to Delilah at night, so like that. Those were the songs that I grew up listening to. So from the minute the documentary starts. So just like some people hear certain soul songs and they think about their childhood and, oh, that's Saturday morning for me. For me, that documentary, all those songs, that's being in the car with my grandparents. So that's my childhood. So that's where I relate. So it was just immediate. Like even as soon as it started, like I remember texting my sister D and being like, it's our childhood on TV. And she was like, I'm on it. So every song was like, yep, or just things that I listened to anyway, like they just pop up. So like if I tell, I have a soft rock mix that I got on my, if I tell Alexa to play it, first thing that's gonna come on is I think Elton John, and then it just goes on from there. Little Ambrosia.
So what was interesting in the doc though, like, it was like they were trying to make distinctions between like what's soft rock and yacht rock. But us as black folks, it was all soft rock to all of us. We didn't have no distinction.
Adult contemporary.
Yeah, we had Genesis. Genesis was the same thing as Michael McDonald to us.
Yeah, Hall and Oates.
Yeah,
it was all together for us. Michael and the Mechanics, like all them was in the same place for us.
Yeah, and I didn't know that there had been that Yacht Rock YouTube thing those episodes, and I actually did go back and watch them, and it's actually funny because Hall and Oates are the villains, and that is just funny as hell. That they are like the villains and stuff, right? Yeah, and it's like
they kept saying Hall and Oates is not Yacht Rock,
right? And it's like, so within the web series that was created, it's actually really funny about how Hall and Oates are portrayed as like the villains, and they're coming to beat up all the soft rock guys and all of that. So very funny. But I love to be how you're able to see how it's weird to say it all starts with Steely Dan, the Doobie Brothers, and then just that everyone is grabbed from each of those groups and created this sound. So yeah, you're making your album, but the person that's singing background was from this group, and the person who's on drums is from that group. So you literally are getting the same people over and over again in different ways. So that sound just kind of stays. But soft rock had its place. It had its time. For me, it's timeless music. But there was definitely a specific set of years that it was extremely popular, and then from there on, or like how Christopher Cross, that year that he won Grammy for like best new artist and other stuff, and Barbra Streisand wasn't happy at all about it whatsoever, and he said that he wanted to go meet Barbara, and I think he said he saw like Aretha Franklin and was like, oh my god, I really want to go see Barbra Streisand, and she was like, honey, not tonight, this ain't the night for you, this ain't it. But she was mad that she had lost to him, but he was that person who every year there's always somebody who comes in, sweeps shit, and you're just like, how the hell they get it? But
that's what nowadays they call them industry plants.
Industry plant. That's what it is now. But the author's theme from the movie Author, basically, or whatever was it. When you get caught between the moon and New York City, that was the #1 song on the day that I was born. And so I learned that, years ago, like there used to be the thing to be like, oh, find out what song was #1 when you were born. And so when I heard, I'm like, I know this song. And so now it's like, it's extra special. It was like, oh, that's the #1 song when I was born. And then most people hate the song "Sailing" by him. I think it's amazing. Like,
Yeah,
have y'all heard the Avant version? Avant's version is hard. Yeah, okay. Avant's got a version that's pretty dope.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm a purist, when it comes to the soft rock and adult contemporary. I'll see. We'll see.
That 1980, I'm looking at the 1980 Grammys here for the Christopher Cross one. It was the R&B category. Stephanie Mills got 3 of them for the one song.
Was she a new artist in 80? She wasn't new.
Never Knew Love Like This Before was the one she won. She won 2 Grammys. George Benson won for best. They split them out from male and female. Give Me the Night, he won for best male song. The Manhattan's Shining Star won for best group. George Benson won another one for a song off Broadway, and then Stephanie Wills won again for best rhythm and blues song for Never Loved Like This Before. Right. It's always interesting when you look back, like, man, I wonder why they decided on that to be the joint.
Like, how they beat that?
Yeah, and Jermaine was also nominated 4 times that evening and did not come away with one, which I have to maybe watch this myself to see his reactions to not getting any Grammys and being nominated for 4. But let's get serious.
That's right, because Michael didn't win any for Off the Wall, did he?
Oh, did he?
Because that was what 7. That was 7.
You said right, like, wait a minute,
Because I think that's why he was so determined to win something for Thriller.
Hold on. That don't feel right.
What?
I said that don't feel right.
With Michael with Off the Wall.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Wait a minute, hold on.
Oh no, they gave it an album like a posthumous kind of album in 08.
Yeah, they say Mike was pissed he didn't win for Off the Wall.
Despite its commercial and critical success, Jackson felt Off the Wall should have made a bigger impact and was determined to exceed expectations with his next release. In particular, Jackson was disappointed that he had only won a single Grammy Award at the 1980 Grammy Awards. The album also did not get nominated for Album of the Year, which was viewed as a surprise. Jackson stated, "It was totally unfair that I didn't get Record of the Year, and it can never happen again."
Yeah, he wasn't playing.
Damn.
This is the villain origin story.
That's just the definition of diabolical. The word everybody says.
To say that, to be like, "Oh, I didn't win. It'll never happen again."
That's bet.
Bet, nigga. That's what he said. He said, "Oh, we're bet." And then the next thing you drop is Thriller.
Yeah, I was just watching when he was winning all them awards. I just remember Quincy Jones like jumping, patting him on the shoulder, and Mike just do a little spin.
That's exactly it. Like I love that. Well, first off, I love that gift because it's like Mike looked like, oh, you know, I got this shit on for him, you know what I'm saying? And then he had his glasses on the whole night, and that's when he was like, "I wasn't gonna take my glasses off, but I told a very good friend of mine, Katharine Hepburn, first off, to be able to name drop Katharine Hepburn. Be like, oh, a very good friend of mine, Katharine Hepburn, told me that I should take them off. So I'm gonna do it." And everybody's going crazy about it. That's what impact is. So that was
this is how wild it was when Mike won for Thriller. Every time he went up, he did something. He did the spin, he took off the sunglasses, he just brought his sisters up. And then he brought Webster up.
Then he ran out of people to bring.
Then he just held.
We know he wasn't bringing Jermaine up. We know he wasn't bringing Jermaine up. We know that's for sure. Jermaine wasn't getting up.
It's a clip of Jermaine in the crowd. Because they
right. He didn't bring him up.
Yep.
He didn't bring him up. All right. Let's talk about this Jamie Foxx special, Stacey. I know you want to discuss it a little bit. Let's jump into that.
I enjoyed it. I think there were some mixed reviews about it, but there are people who are like, it wasn't funny. It It was funny. It wasn't full out laugh out loud, whatever funny, but it wasn't supposed to be. This was him telling his story in his way. There were definitely times that you laughed, but as I said when it first aired, I'm like, if you watch and you are not moved in some way by the time it ends, I don't know what to tell you, because again, this is him telling his story of like, this is what happened. And then even just the idea of, as he's explaining, like what happened, how he got like with him being sick and everything and being in the hospital, and just the reality of this shouldn't happen to me. This don't happen to me. Like, and I think that's it's a humbling experience when you are sick or dealing with something that you just simply can't control. And it's extremely humbling. And some people walk away different in a good way, right? Just they have a bigger appreciation for life and just other things. And some people walk away and ain't learned shit. And in this case, he learned something. There's a lot that he learned, just between, again, realizing that he had been in a coma for however long and coming back and being like, wait, it's what date? And then even going through rehabilitation. And again, when your mind is telling you can do something and your body is like, no, you can't. Like it's a hard pill to swallow. So I love that he did the special way that he did it. I love that he was able to, like I said, to tell his story, and also that he walked away with something, like that he gained something from the experience. And like I said, if you watch and you're not moved or feel anything at the end, aside from no shit wasn't funny, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what you're looking for, because it's what's the one that Richard Pryor did?
The one after, I know what you.
Or even hell, fucking.
Well, Martin Lawrence, the run tell that.
Chris Rock and Tambourine. Most people don't talk about Tambourine, that comedy special. I thought it was good. It's really good. But it's not the other ones. So
was Tambourine pre-slap?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it was post-divorce, pre-slap.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like, I mean, he talks about the divorce, and I mean, he doesn't, talk bad about his ex-wife or anything like that. He's just, telling his story and
kind of talking about the adjustment of life, after the divorce, dealing with parenthood, and
And it was something he was like that he had. It was something like he said that he had like, let's say that he said he had an affair with like a woman or talked to some woman, and there were like somebody in the audience was like, "That's it." And he was like, "What? Was I supposed to have 50 million? Like I only need one, like to
be in trouble, like to be in trouble.
It just takes one.
It takes one." But even that, just the idea that people were like, "Oh, it was just one chick. She got mad at that." Like how used are we so used to people being serial like cheaters that it was just one bitch. My gal would have stayed with me. Nah. Like so but again, I think sometimes we want the laugh and don't want the message. And for me, one of the things I've always loved about Chris Rock before the slap was that he was able to entertain, but he also kind of made you think, right? You just didn't get simple jokes, right? So it's something that you continue to think about in the end. And same thing. So with Jamie Foxx, same thing, that you walk away and you think about it. Or like, so whether you're thinking about what your impact is going to be on the world, or as I always say, if you have a platform and you're lucky enough to have a lot of people listen to you, what message are you spreading? And if it can be a message of love, it can be a message of hate, just you being funny, but whatever it is, like you have these people paying attention. And to go through an experience like that and be able to come back and humble yourself and say, yeah, I felt like, hey, I can beat this. I'm Jamie Foxx. This don't happen to me. And it did.
Yeah.
How many people have felt like, this don't happen to me? Well, I know who I am. No, you don't. And God told him who he was.
I was just happy to see Jamie doing stand-up. Even before his incident, I just been wanting him to come back to stand-up. I Might Need Security, probably like one of my top 5 favorite stand-up specials of all time. The one he did in Oakland, but that was like over 20 years ago.
It's more than that. That's probably what.
That was like 01, 02, something like that.
Which is funny.
It was right after Ali, right after he did Ali.
It's funny because I think most of my favorite stand-ups are very old. Like, there's not too many new. I mean, there are new ones that I've enjoyed, but I think some of my very favorite ones are from many years ago. Like with Dave Chappelle, Killing Them Softly. Is it like I can watch that any time of day? Always.
Like, I live in a fucking trash can. Talk about Oscar the Grouch.
I'm reports my fuck on Sesame Street. Nobody's helping me.
Like, bitch, I live in a fucking trash can.
It's hilarious, like from beginning to end. But then the one after that, I didn't like as much.
But that's the one
I didn't like that.
The Chappelle show was out.
Yeah, so yeah, the one.
Oh yeah, that one.
Where's John?
He got the little mustache. He got the little mustache on that one.
Killing Them Softly is like chef's kiss. I love it. And but then after that, but then like I said, the Chappelle show, we're really excited to watch that. Like get to see it. The next comedy special, I was like, it's funny. And then it's just kind of gone downhill since then. Like but that's another story for another day about Dave Chappelle and the decline of comedy.
Because it seems like his last couple, I mean, they've been funny, but he's kind of talking to what the police brutality with the George Floyd.
I think that he is doing things for shock value just to see what he can get away with saying. And it's a twofold of the reality of what we can say and what we can't say, right? So he plays around with it. And because it was something he was like, I can't say the F word, right, in regards to gay people, but he could say the N word. And it's like, well, you can't just say like so, but everybody ain't a nigga, so I can. So that point, I absolutely understand. So that's why he kind of tests that a little bit, but also there's you keep pushing this boundary for no reason. Like there's a level, it gets to a point where you really are just doing it for the shock value.
Like come up with something new.
Like you've got to leave the trans community alone.
Yeah.
Like you gotta find something else. Like see, like because now it's starting to feel like you really do have a problem. And it's like it wasn't one joke. It's just gotten to the point of like you just wake up and be like, hey, you know what? Trans folks. And it's like, oh, what?
Yeah, because on the last one, what he was talking about, I guess one of the trans people, well, I guess he was a comedian that died.
Yeah.
I remember he was just telling the story about it. Yeah.
So I don't like shock value stuff. I like comedians that make you think. I mean, I want to laugh, of course, but I don't like
punching down
jokes. I don't like cheap jokes. I don't like nigga jokes. Like I don't like that. And a lot of comedians do that. They do shit so that they do stuff for shock value. Like I'll always say Corey Holcomb is a poor man's Patrice O'Neal. And I'm not even gonna say a poor man's, I mean a poverty-stricken man's.
The great value.
A poverty-stricken man's Patrice O'Neal. Like you don't have the wit, you don't have the charm, you don't have any of that Patrice had, and you wish you did. Like Patrice could literally tell the same jokes and it would come off completely different. But Corey Holcomb just doesn't have it. But he's going to continue to say shit for shock value. And there is a demographic of people who will continue to go see him. They think Ari Spears still gets at least 3 people to go to his shows. So, I mean.
He here in St. Louis, he had helium every year.
I mean, it's like, but who am I to say shit? I'm in my apartment snowed in with this much snow outside.
Like I used to go to school in this snow.
Right. We got the big one. The Luther Vandross documentary finally came out. Let's go with you, Scott. What did you think about the documentary, man?
I actually loved it, but I still haven't finished it yet. But I'm like halfway through it. But I see why they bashing Patty LaBelle, you know, with the sexuality. You know, I guess she. But when did she say that? Was it after he died?
It was after he. It was after.
That was a couple years ago.
It was after.
Just recently.
So no, it was after he passed. And I mean, so what she said is she did say that. Yeah. But it's and even at that time, people were like, "Now, Patty, like, why? Like, it's if he kept it quiet." And it's like she's like, "Well, he didn't want to say anything while his mother was alive." Well, and then when she passed away, he still ain't say shit. So like,
she waited till his mother passed.
No, he allegedly he didn't want his mother to know. Like he essentially was never going to talk about it while his mother was alive. But regardless, it's not your business to tell. And everyone else who's in the documentary, no one really speaks to it. Like it's maybe I don't know. But the fact that she said it and she did it on Bravo with Andy messy ass Cohen. So it just came off bad. And so people really felt the way about it. They were like that she they felt like it was a betrayal. But I also get that though. It's like it was not your story to tell. Like regardless, if he wanted the world to know, he would have told people. And so if his close friends knew, that was for them to know.
It was just confidential.
It was confidential. It's not your story to tell. And he dead now. What difference does it make? It makes a lot of difference. Like,
and I didn't know that Dance with My Father was his first #1 hit. I didn't know that.
That's when he finally got the Grammy.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He had Grammys before that. It was #1 hit.
He just didn't have a #1 hit.
Yeah. So
what did you think about it, Stacey, the documentary as a whole?
I loved it, but it also just kind of felt like a Behind the Music for me, like a VH1 Behind the Music. I don't know what else I expected, but it just felt like it could have been a Behind the Music for me. Like I don't feel like a bombshell was dropped. I think the biggest thing that people learned was just really how much background singing he did. Like we all knew that he did backgrounds for these amazing artists.
David Bowie.
Right.
Connect to the Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings.
Go ahead, Stacey.
I hate all of them. I hate all the electric.
Siri, Alexa.
All of them. I hate everybody. And make it so bad. That's Google. I didn't know she was still plugged in. I've been using Alexa. I didn't know she was still plugged in over there. But like I'm totally lost my train of thought. This happened to throw me out. But what was I saying? I don't even know. What the fuck was I talking about? What did I say?
It
was behind the music.
Behind the music. So I just thought that like the biggest thing was the like I said, learning who he sang backup for. So like I said, I knew that he had sang backup for Dionne Warwick, like a lot of people, but there were so many more that you're like, man, I didn't know. Or I didn't know that how many commercials he had done. He was singing about Miller Lite and making it soulful, baby. Why don't more black people drink Miller Lite? Like, sheesh. Like, what if he'd have been singing about St. Ides?
Ooh, Nate, we wouldn't have a Nate Dogg.
What if Luther would have sang the St. Ides theme instead of Nate Dogg? Okay, I'm just saying, like these are things that could have happened. And I also feel like with AI, we can bring it back.
Make that happen. The 80 St. Ides commercial.
But yes, it was because I liked it. It was, I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about the documentary. And again, like I said, I don't know what else I wanted. But I just kind of don't feel like I learned a lot about him. Like I learned about his career. And I guess, well, you know what? His personal life was personal. And that's why I didn't learn more about it.
It was like that when he was alive.
Yeah, so like I'm sitting here saying that, I'm like, I didn't learn about his personal. Well, you know why? Because he kept it to himself.
Who was that? Was that Oprah that used to always just get the Luther interviews most of the time?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he'll just show, shopping, his gym, because he'll lose weight, when he could do his crash diet.
Hold on, y'all. Imagine Luther singing this.
Just hit the corner store, you know what I'm looking for.
Negro spiritual.
Man.
Hold on. But we did miss out potentially on what if Luther was getting on rap track stuff? Or I wonder if somebody asked him to be on a track.
If he hadn't had that stroke, I think he would have did some hip hop, some features.
She said, so Soul Survivor would have had Luther Vandross on it instead of Akon?
No, but he may have sang on "Excuse Me, Miss."
Ooh, I can see that. Or what's that LL song that sound like "Excuse Me, Miss"? Damn, the one with the Pharrell, maybe smile.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love you better. Love you better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, but it's which goes into with them saying, like, once hip hop and rap started entering the charts, then it kind of started pushing him out. But to that point, there were still R&B artists who were still succeeding during that time. It's just having to switch it up a little bit. And if you're not willing to adapt, you're not going to continue to be successful. So, and there are artists who have been able to remain on the charts decade after decade because they were able to adapt without losing themselves. So I think Luther could have absolutely, like I said, with him, just if he'd have sang on, he could have absolutely done "Excuse Me, Miss," or
imagine if with Luther and Whitney doing a duet album.
It could have happened. I don't know. I think they could have done it. Yeah, they could have. I think they could.
Them like the God tier vocalists.
Yeah.
And I think I asked Facebook like maybe a few years ago. I was like, "Where do you rank Luther vocally?" Everybody was like, "Number one." Because I don't know who could we compare to White.
I forgot how many hits he had, to be honest with you. Like, the documentary made me like, God damn, I forgot about that.
I told you, I put the documentary on. I had it on my iPad, and then I don't know. All of a sudden, it just got real grown in this house. Okay, real grown, and next thing you know, my kitchen was clean. So
you just automatically make you start cleaning.
Automatically, I was in there, and I'm like, why am I in here washing dishes? But hey, guess what? Dishes clean. Ain't no dishes in the sink because I was watching the Luther documentary. Thank you, Luther. I appreciate you.
Find out any love. Like, I can't listen to that song now after realizing he's talking about like he couldn't really find love like that. Like, I thought it was like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to get on. I mean, I understood it a little bit, but like getting that background, I forgot what gentleman said it on that. He was like, yeah, I hate this song after I really
that it was really him. It wasn't just about finding love, it was finding any love. Like he wasn't the idea that he just was never had that. And that is hard. Like the idea of, I mean, like sure enough, people, they're single or whatever, right? But the idea that you've never had found that love.
Just like his because Christmas just passed, and you putting up the Christmas tree, you make a Christmas playlist. My wife always plays the Luther every year, every Christmas. I've never listened to the lyrics, and she was like, "Yeah, that's a sad love song." I was like, I always just hear the hook, and it's the same like what Stacey talking about. He's looking for love. He's waiting there every year, every Christmas. It's a jam, though, but I'm just not thinking it was a sad song.
It's real.
Luther pretty depressing you on the low. And then even but I don't know if y'all know Lisa Fisher is one of his background singers But the thing is, though, she won a Grammy first on why she was a background singer. How to Ease the Pain. She was still a background. I was like, hold on, let me look this up. She was still a background singer for Luther and won a Grammy.
Damn.
She stayed with Luther.
Was that Lisa Fisher? Was that Been Around the World? That her too?
No, you think Lisa Stanfield?
Lisa Stanfield. Okay, I be getting.
I do too.
Lisa Fisher.
I absolutely get them mixed up too because people like Lisa Fisher.
Lisa Fisher does How to Ease the Pain.
Okay.
Like I'm like, I'm gonna look up. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I know who that is. Yeah, I will.
We have to talk. I mean, Lisa Stanfield was like, was she the first white woman to cross over to black people?
No,
Marie.
No, I'd have been Tina Marie.
Tina Marie. Oh, Marie. You know what? You're right. I'm in our day in the 90s.
The 90s. Or her or Mariah Carey?
No, it would have been her first.
Black.
I keep thinking, but old Mariah Carey.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we ain't know Mariah Carey was white. It was black. We
didn't know she was black until she started getting remixes.
Until Fantasy.
So she got with Jermaine Dupri.
When her and Tommy Mottola was together, she was a black girl.
Because I ain't gonna lie,
which is so funny though, because she legit had mixed girl hair.
Podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
for sure,
health,
femininity, parenthood, dating,
definitely dating,
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up with both parents, married parents, and then you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, her siblings and my siblings. So it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens. Yeah. So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
When you think about it, but she also kind of had the same hair as Jessie on Saved by the Bell. So you just don't know.
Yeah, she was Jewish. I don't know.
She might have a Jew curl. We don't know. We just get a perm. We don't know. But yeah, Mariah get a little. If she stand out in the sun a little bit, that melanin will come through.
And it was talking about the doc. I know everybody talks about when Luther won his Grammy, and people were like, "Oh, that must have been his lover," because everybody automatic. And I was like, "No, that was his best friend he grew up with." You find out in the doc, like that scene where he won the Grammy, because both of them are more effeminate men. Got it, I even know as a kid. And even I think I didn't even realize Luther was maybe potentially gay until I was damn near in college. I remember somebody told me, I was like, no, man, not Luther. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, now looking back as a grown person and understanding sexuality, oh yeah, he was definitely gay.
I realized it when he was in Meteor Man, the way he shot that gun.
Damn.
when you make Luther be a bad guy,
that was one thing that they didn't talk about in there. I wanted them to talk about Meteor Man in there for some reason.
Right. Why ain't y'all bring that up? Yeah, somebody who was raised by drag queens, I can clock somebody pretty quickly these days. But so as a kid, I didn't notice it. But then it's a little bit older, and he was still alive, and you just would listen to him talk, and I'd be like, okay. But hey, again, not my story to tell your story.
Not my story to tell. Yeah.
It's not my story to tell. And then I've also learned there are some men out here that are kind of effeminate or have feminine those mannerisms because they were raised by women or always around women, and they are straight as hell. Sometimes it really isn't just because he talks with his hands or blah, blah, blah. There's some Southern guys that are like that. I always call them I call them little Southern gentlemen, but they are little Southern belles. But they was a guy that I used to work with, and there was nothing you could that would have told you that he was straight. I'm just like, okay, all right, sir. And one day there was I was at his desk talking to him. There's a picture of him and all these people. And I said, "Oh, who's that?" He was like, "Oh, that's my wife, and that's my son. And my son."
What? You sure?
You're married now?
You girl been married for 15 years.
And then he was like, yeah, Okay, but there's a word and I can't think of what it is, but it's like there's a some type of southern man, and they're just very, that's just kind of how they are, but they are men, like they are straight men and all, but they just a little something that's a little, and I don't want to say it's because they're from Louisiana, like, but there's a French thing in there, like that goes along with it.
The Creole.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, there's a little je ne sais quoi, a little joie de vivre, a little something in there that makes them like that, but they're good and straight. They are not worried about no man. They want a woman. They are attracted to women, but they got that handkerchief and it's, oh Miss Daisy darling. It's like, I guess, but Miss Daisy.
They're going to be the belle of the ball.
Like, yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm laughing because in my mind I'm thinking of an episode of King of the Hill. And Bill Dauterive, his family that's from Louisiana. Like, there's one of them that is very flamboyant. But I think he is gay. But either way, though, but he reminded me of the guy from work. And I'm like, dang, like that's exactly how he acted, but he was not. But anywho, moving forward.
Yeah, so Jazz from Drew Hill had the opportunity to get Halfcrazy by Musiq Soulchild. And he dropped the ball on it because he didn't want to do it. Here we go.
Calling Jazz, and I was asking him, like, yo, you still want the record? He was like, man, maybe if you can kind of like update the music a little bit, because I think it was a sample in it at the time, and it sounded like a sample. He wanted something that showcased a little bit more of the musicality of what the song was about. Fast forward a few months later, we had the video shoot for Girl Next Door. So I'm talking to Musiq. He was like, yeah, I'm about to go back in on my next album. You know what song I want to cut? I want to cut Halfcrazy. I was like, Halfcrazy? The record that we did with Jazz? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. And then they just rewrote the lyrics, kept the hook. The rest is history.
And lyrically, the song was, again, in a relationship. Me and Tashina Arnold was in a relationship.
Oh, I didn't ask you for that.
Well, I'm going to say it. Me and Tashina Arnold was in a relationship. And basically, our relationship started off like the coolest relationship. Like, that she was like my dude. Like, we could relate on every level. Like, it was good. As friends. Then we went into a relationship. It started getting crazy, and I'm like, yo, dude, I just want my friend back. Like, that's where I just want my friend back. That tagline to the song, but this song is clearly that relationship.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
All right, interesting.
He wanted everybody to know that.
They was dating Pam.
He wanted everybody to know that, because like even the dude was like, okay, you ain't got to tell that story. Now I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell my business.
You like, broke my heart. I'm still hurt.
Like, nobody, legit, you specifically volunteered that. You were asked, like the guy was like, no, you ain't gotta tell that. No, I'm gonna tell it. Okay.
I'm glad it went to Musiq instead of Jazz.
Me too. We had never heard it if it went to Jazz. Would it have been on a Drew Hill album?
Unless Jazz was going solo.
No, the solo situation. So he's got this song on the Nutty Professor 2 soundtrack. Is like, it's one of the best Drew Hill songs called Here With Me. And it's just Jazz though. And it is amazing of a song. You like, Jazz's vocal range is stupid. And I don't think I don't know.
So they put Thong Song on there too, and that. Because on Thong Song remix,
no. This
soundtrack too. That Nutty Professor 2 soundtrack.
Yeah.
That was the one with Foxy Brown on there.
That's on Nutty Professor 1 is the Foxy Brown. So Nutty Professor 2.
No. That's the case. The case was on the first one, but on the Clumps 2, it had the Cisco. It was the remix with Foxy Brown on the Thong song.
Oh,
I remember seeing the video that summer.
The Thong Song remix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on there. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, damn,
I
two
know
solo songs on
from
that soundtrack.
the only song I know from Clumps 2 is just the song with Janet. The Doesn't Really Matter, and that's my
A Pop E and Jay-Z. Them the only two. And Musiq.
I forgot about that song.
Huh?
I forgot about A Pop E.
Yeah, and Just Friends.
You got Missing You from Case on there too.
You said what?
Missing You from Cases on there too.
Forgot about.
I was on there, Professor.
A Pop E.
Missing You from Cases.
Damn, I didn't know that was on there.
Really forgot about that song.
And Musiq Soulchild, Just Friends is on there.
Yeah, that was his debut single. It was on it was on there.
This is actually a decent soundtrack.
Yeah, this back when soundtracks was still worth buying.
Yeah.
Cause I bought it for the I bought it for the A Poppy. Cause I was a huge Timberland fan.
I absolutely freaking forgot about that song. But I am glad that Musiq Soulchild got it, and I love that song. So I loved it when it came out, and just as an adult, is
that his biggest song? You guys think?
I don't know if it's his biggest. I don't think it is. I think
Love.
Probably So Beautiful. Love. Yeah, Love or So Beautiful.
Probably, but yeah, the Halfcrazy is. I fucking remember there was a it's the dude that had the radio show, Michael Basin.
Michael Basin.
So, yeah, Michael Basin. So he does an interview one day with Musiq Soulchild talking about Halfcrazy. But it's like he's so focused on the title of the song that he won't let Musiq talk about the song. So he was like, so this song Halfcrazy, I ain't never been half crazy over a woman. What's this about? And Musiq Soulchild is trying to explain the purpose of the song. And I mean, again, we all get it, right? You got a friend, things kick it up a notch, and now it's different, and you just want to go back to the friendship. And Musiq is trying to explain it, and Michael Basin was like, but half crazy though, I can't have no woman making me half crazy. Can you hear me, family? And I'm like, all right. And that's around the time that Stacey stopped listening to radio.
Yeah, but say you don't even hear him on the radio no more.
Like I had to so I know I was still living in St. Louis. Like I actually remember being on the parking lot at work and like pulling up to work or like on like lunch break or something and listening to that and being like, yeah, I gotta let like interviewers are just getting horrible.
Michael Basin just used to be so loud. This is Michael Basin.
Just wouldn't let him talk. Like, why ask the question if you don't want the answer for it, Shannon? Like, I'm good. No thanks.
Michael Basin. He had his show was popping for a good 5-6 years, right?
Who, Michael Basin? Yeah, he had a run
for himself for a long time, Mr. Maintenance Man.
Yeah.
And then,
what was George Wilbon, the comedian that used to be on his co-host?
Yeah, they did well for a while, but now, like, I don't know where he is now, but it's let people talk, and maybe that's why you're not on the air no more. Because you wouldn't let people talk. I don't know. But
because I'm
Crazy is a good song.
Man, I think.
So he was from 2005 to 2017.
Who?
Michael Basin.
But he wasn't in every market. Okay. All right. So he debuted in 2005, but then he just came back in 2017 recently.
Yes, I think he was only in certain cities. Like how Steve Harvey was his radio show.
He did what he did, but I mean, meh. I'm getting mad thinking about it. Like he just would not let the man talk. Like, why?
All right, we are jumping this one here. Hold on.
About that. Well, when PBS took Reading Rainbow off the air in 2009, primarily as a result of No Child Left Behind. That's a story that a lot of folks don't get. Yeah. Okay. So No Child Left Behind is doing exactly that. And so the mandate is to teach kids how to read, the rudiments of reading. And there was no money in the budget to encourage, to foster a love of reading. And so Reading Rainbow got...
So it seemed more like a luxury than education?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Well, that's, look, we have spent so much money on the machinery of war in the last 10, 12 years. We are having to make really ridiculous choices. And we're sacrificing our kids. Literally sacrificing our kids. So
and that is LeVar Burton, the great LeVar Burton, discussing why Reading Rainbow is not here no more.
Damn.
Which I didn't even know that. That was something totally new to me.
No Child Left Behind is the reason we have a generation of idiots walking around out here. I'm talking to you 20-year-olds. Like I'm looking at you.
You youngster.
Looking at you, youngster. So, like I said, the best story that I can give about what I thought No Child Left Behind was and what I found out it to be were two different things, right? For me, No Child Left Behind was just, I guess my idea was that they would ensure that every child was able to matriculate to the next grade.
Grade.
Like they would make good no matter what, right? Like we are not leaving any kid behind. We're gonna do everything that we can. And I guess I just was so naive about funding, etc. When my youngest sister, who actually just turned 30, when she graduated from high school, 2014. God, I'm old.
Yeah.
Shit. So 2014 when she graduated from Normandy. I remember her coming back home and like there was a list like that had like everybody's ranking or something like in the class, like just that's just a school rank, right? So every student has a number, blah, blah, blah. And it had, your rank, and then it had like a GPA or like how many credits you had, something like that. And when my mom saw it, she's like, why do so many kids have 0 next to it? And she's like, and my sister was like, they don't have any credits. And my mom said, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what do you mean they don't have any credits? She's like, they don't have any credits. And she's like, well, how are you a senior and you don't have any credits? So mom calls the school and she's like, I don't know what this is my daughter brought me. Like, what is this thing saying? And there were students who were seniors who had not passed not one damn class their entire high school career, right? But they kept
moving them up
the next grade. So when it's time to graduate, right at the end of that eighth or the last semester, you either they either encourage you to get your GED or to go to Job Corps. But
wow.
So you literally could have gone your whole 4 years without getting one goddamn new credit and then still get to leave.
Walk.
You get to walk. Like you still get to
that happened my senior year, but the only difference is they just let people that was like half credit short walk, but they still had to go to summer school, to get that diploma.
Generally speaking, that's what happens, right? Yeah. Somebody needs half of a credit, right? And you go to summer school. That's what Kane did in Menace to Society.
You gotta get that math credit.
You just got that's it. So you got to walk, but even in college you can do that, right?
You just don't get your diploma
and still need to be able to and just do your other class over that summer. And once you do that, then that's when you finally get your degree. So to learn that there were students who literally had not passed shit ever.
That's crazy.
Still able to and again, you're not graduating, you're out of school. Because again, you either have to go to Job Corps or you go get your GED. Because at a certain age, I think you can't be in high school anymore. So
it's 19 or 20.
Like 18, it's probably 19. It's more than likely it'd probably be 19, something like that. Because a birthday can fuck you up. A late birthday, and if you got left behind 1 year or something, you're 19. Simply, because I was 18 when I graduated, and and then there were people who were turning 18 as we were graduating. So
my birthday at the beginning of the school year, so I was 18.
That's exactly it. So you can only be 17, 18 you graduated, or maybe 18 about to turn 19. But yeah, No Child Left Behind was not what I thought it was. And like I said, to learn that that's what the fuck they had been doing was scary.
Wow.
And like I said, by the time I found that out, it was 2014. That's what they were doing. And it was 20 somewhere in there, like 20 something, but maybe 2012, whatever the hell it was. But either way, fucked up. And as Levar said, that he taught America's children how to read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I do like want to take that off though. Like, wow. Like,
But you can watch old episodes on Freevee.
Okay.
Reading Rainbow. I was showing my son like a few months ago.
Dude, Reading Rainbow was the bomb, man. Like, I mean, I was them kids that I would go actually go get the book from the library after that. Like, let me go and copy.
This was on Reading Rainbow. See what it's hitting for.
Yep. Because they only talk about a little bit sometimes.
LeVar Burton was the first influencer.
Yeah, because you got to think about some of the books, like at the end with the kids, they didn't read the book. They would just talk about it a little bit and be like, yeah, it was pretty cool, you know, blah, blah, blah. So you still had a chance to go read it. It was like a book review.
Yep. And I'm trying to think. I know I watched the show. I don't remember the show influencing me to read. It was just, I was already a reader. So that was something that was already instilled in my household of having books. We would go to
just watching PBS period.
My local, it's funny. Actually, now I think about it, Julia Davis probably was closer now that I think about it, but we would go to the Duval branch on Grand. It's like Grand and Lee is where the Duval branch of the library was.
That's still there.
So we would go there, and on the weekends, I would get my Babysitter's Club books. My grandma would get her new VC Andrews, and we would go back to the house. She would read, and I would sit on the floor next to her, and like it was just what we did. So it was so normal to have books and to read. Shows like Reading Rainbow just reinforced that that's normal. Like it wasn't abnormal to do it. And then again, shows that I watched with kids on them, Cosby Show, people read. So there was never nobody's reading anything. Like, no, that's what you read.
Yeah,
that's how you read.
Shout out to LeVar Burton. That just sucks. It just sucks. All right, Stacey, you dropped this one in last. I definitely want to discuss this MC Hammer, Too Legit to Quit with here with Prime.
I randomly found it.
Too Legit to Quit.
Oh
yeah. Shout out to Prime. And Hammer, Too Legit to Quit. Was also the downfall of MC Hammer's career as well.
I got a question. Was Prime and Hammer the first athlete rapper friendship?
I'm sure there was some like Walt Frazier was hanging out with Marvin Gaye back in the 70s. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm laughing at everybody being like, oh, it was like Too Legit, some shit. And it's like, you've already done it.
You did it.
Quit trying to play like you was too cool. It's too legit. Too legit.
Back when Prime had them
that was his last major hit. That's also Hammer's last major hit.
And Too Legit to Quit is on my run mix. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when you are out there huffing and puffing, speed walking in the 5K, like not a marathon, not a half marathon, 3.1 miles, speed walking, calves burning, okay, wheezing, all right, and Too Legit to Quit comes on your phone into your AirPods. You get a little pep in your step, baby. You get a little pep in your step. Hammer has been helping me succeed for decades. Okay, I have crossed the finish line because of him. Because you know why? If you put on the hammer, then you will be rewarded. Let's get it started.
Yeah, that was his last. What Pumps in the Bump, but that was his last big smash hit.
Yeah. I mean, he had local joints. He had like the Addams Family joint was after that too.
And then the Street Fighter one with him and Dion.
And then he had them other joints that he had when he came back in the late 90s when he went back to MC Hammer, and he had that Keep On and Sultry Funk. I like them two songs, but I wouldn't say that they were hits. I just like
them. What was the one song to go? We got to pray just to make it today.
That's on the first album, I think. That's on
the first album.
That's on the Hammer. Please don't hurt him.
That's on Hammer. Please don't hurt him. And then so that's on there, but then
dropping singles.
As I have said many times before, Going Up Yonder, the MC Hammer version shall be played at my funeral. Okay. I don't want any other version played beside that.
The Hammer version.
Call grown man, tell him to get Hammer down to the funeral home, and we doing it. That's it. Period. That's what we're doing. It has to be. Like I love that version.
But grown man, was he a dancer or a singer?
Singer.
He was a singer. Okay.
So on that Straight to My Feet.
Hammer's third album.
Yeah, on the Straight to My Feet video, so like the clip that's in the group, like that's in there, like you literally like the thumbnail is like actually you see grown man like right there, like he.
That's the bar.
I always say the one looked like Aaron Hall.
Yeah, the bar.
So I think a couple of them have bald heads, but like it's like bald head, a goatee. And he had sunglasses on, so it's like
typical '90s look.
Yeah, I'm like, it's all like I think I joked with him. I said, so who did it first? Was it you, Aaron Hall, or R. Kelly? Who had to? Because y'all, all three y'all niggas look the same. But yeah, Straight to My Feet. He was in that video. That's another one I think that he's in. I can't remember which one it is. But like I said again, you meet somebody and they're like, oh, I used to sing backup for Hammer. Did you?
I believe him. Shit, he paid all them people. Shit,
like, but it's like again, like so when I meet grown man, he tells me like again, just imagine you just meet somebody and they're like, oh, like I sing, so I used to sing backup for Hammer. Did you?
Like it's a video of a football coach that said he used to be a backup dancer for him.
Right, like it's so random to say that, and then it's like okay, and then when they so this is like early days of YouTube, so he shows the video and it's kind of grainy, and I'm like, yeah, it kind of look like you. And then eventually, like I said, one day, like literally, I end up on the phone with Hammer because he had called him, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess he wasn't lying. I guess it didn't one line, but yeah, it's all good was my shit too.
Yeah, it's all good.
It was dope. Yeah. I'm saying we're like hits, like
Too Legit was just the last smash. Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was
like Pumps in the Bump, like the remix. I like the remix Pumps in the Bump version more than the regular version of Pumps in the Bump.
It's because of the video.
Not with the Speedo, with the Falcons jersey.
No Speedo. I'm talking about when they was kicking it on the beach dancing and stuff.
Yeah, that's
still a hard dance routine.
It is. I'm like,
oh my god!
Yeah, the video. So please understand, so that the second version of Pumps and Bumps, with Dion in the beginning, we doing Pumps and Bumps remix, baby, blah blah. So the girls, like when they're dancing, right, and then they were doing a handstand, and then they dropped down and hit the percolator. Is when it was born. Okay, that is when Stacy said, I think I can do that.
Let me try.
I got it. So learn the routine and understand. Percolating Champ, 96 2012.
Percolating Champ.
It's the Pumps, baby.
That's Aaron Hall, though, right?
It is.
Yeah. It is. When he be singing.
He was singing his ass off, too. He was singing his ass off.
And Aaron Hall mad that they ain't let him go up to the video shoot, too. He's mad about that, probably to this day. The motherfuckers didn't let me come to the video shoot because, I put it down a little bit. He be acting like he gorilla pimping and shit. He be talking crazy to the. I mean, Hammer got a wife and stuff. He's like, wait, we can't invite Aaron. You know that, right?
Yeah, we already got the football player.
Right, exactly. We can't invite Aaron. Like, no,
we already got Dion. We don't
Aaron
need anybody else. And can Aaron dance? He can't dance.
Aaron cannot dance.
Nah, just Damien.
Damien to take that shirt off.
Just Damien. He the dancer.
Damien take that shirt off from 2.
He ain't gonna sing, but he gonna dance.
Maybe gonna take that shirt off. Let the folks know. Now I gotta listen to Teflon Don.
So supposedly this incident happens where Phyliss Hyman and Whitney Houston get into it. Clive Davis is kind of pitting them against each other. Let's talk about it. Hold on.
I love this.
And Whitney Houston almost had to put the pause on Phyliss Hyman. For context, everything that Whitney Houston's earlier career was, aesthetically, musically, the princess of pop that she became, is modeled after what Clive Davis first attempted on Phyliss Hyman. So she is the prototype. The issue is that Phyllis had a vision of her own for her career that didn't align with Clive's, and she was extremely outspoken about it, which caused friction between the two. And to assert his dominance as her music executive, instead of just dropping her from the label, he decided to punish her by allowing her next few albums to be commercial failures. No major album promotion, financing. He cut her off from quality producers and songwriters. And in the midst of all of that, Whitney Houston comes along, and she's willing to be everything that Phyllis refused. Fast forward, there's an arista party with all of his artists and employees, and Whitney, being the label's newest artist, is like the belle of the ball, being escorted in and around the room to meet everyone. Then she walks over to Phyliss Hyman to introduce herself. Mind you, Whitney has none of the context I just gave you about Clive and Phyllis's relationship, in that she's unintentionally involved. Before Whitney could say hello, Phyllis, who was perched on a stool, stood up, her 6-foot stature hovering over Whitney, circled around her, looking her up and down, sat back down, looked her in the eyes and said, "So you're the one."
And Whitney looked her back in the eye. And Whitney was when I worked with Whitney, that's one thing I remember. She would always look you directly in the eye. She had a very firm handshake too. That Whitney looked at Phyllis and she said, "Yes, I'm the one." All right now.
It was that direct and confident response that changed Phyllis's perception of Whitney immediately. And she told her, "Listen, people aren't going to like us knowing of one another, Clive, but there's going to come a time when you're going to need me, Clive." She proceeded to give Whitney all of her contacts to reach out anytime she needed. Phyllis was dropped from the label the same year that Whitney's debut album was released, but she was right. As soon as her first tour, there were a handful of times Whitney called Phyllis for some guidance, and she was a woman of her word, picking up every single time. Because if anyone knew how Clive got down, it was Phyliss Hyman. Alexa, cue the sisters for this happy ending and comment the sisters emoji.
Stacy.
Yes. Well.
Go ahead, Stacey. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say is this: Whitney Houston is from New Jersey. Right? She loves to tell everybody she's in New Jersey. We've heard stories
Newark,
about
her.
Newark, right? So Newark, New Jersey, and we've heard stories about her pulling ponytails and all of that. Let me tell you something about a 6-foot light-skinned woman. Okay? Phyliss Hyman would have donkey punched Whitney on top of the head. All right. There's a reason that she was sitting on a stool and stood up over her to let her know, before you think about this, you need to see all of me. Right. Because Whitney could have got some jabs in, but if Phyllis gets that first hit,
it's a wrap.
Okay, so the idea, like, I don't like tell the story, but don't say the time that Whitney almost punched Phyliss Hyman. That's not what almost happened. Okay, but I will also say though is that as a person of stature, right, who is normally significantly taller than most women that I'm around, right, and especially like when I was heavier, right, there's a level of dominance that you know that you have over someone, right, and when someone stands up to you, you say, you know what, I like you. I like you. Fuck with that. I like that you weren't scared of me. I'ma still fuck you up, but I like that you weren't. I like that.
Little nigga got heart.
Little nigga got heart. I like it. He was young, but he had heart. So yeah, like Whitney was always 5'8", 150 pounds, always thin. Phyliss Hyman 6 feet, definitely too something to do something.
Yeah.
And you thought?
Yeah, Phyllis looked like she wasn't on no games. Oh, even on her pictures, because she don't never smile.
There's not like just the way that she carried herself lets you know. I don't think I want to fuck with her because aside from what possibly could come from the hands, I don't know what you got in that purse.
She the rich auntie that can fight.
Phyliss Hyman is from Philly too.
Ah, yeah.
There you go. So again, like the Whitney was gone. No, she wasn't. And please, we are not saying that one was better than the other. We know that Whitney was the voice. We know that Phyliss Hyman had talent. We are not disregarding the talent of either of these women. But I will tell you that Whitney would have got her ass mollywopped from Phyliss Hyman. That's what I do know. Is that mollywopped.
But what's interesting is that how Clive Davis be pitting people, like was pitting them against each other like that.
I mean, yeah, it's the industry. That's what they.
Yeah.
It's the vindictiveness of it. Like you won't do what I say, so now
I'm gonna find another one.
Yeah.
Was it like that when Alicia Keys came around, and Whitney was the older? Even though Whitney was established, I don't know. I'm just talking.
Well, like, but Whitney, I mean, but Alicia.
But they never put them against each other because
what is she?
She was so young.
Yeah, Alicia wrote some stuff for Whitney's last album.
Yeah.
So I think, but also Alicia Keys ain't no Whitney. Like that, she was not. That was not a
no.
There's no threat there, right? The only threat to Whitney honestly was Mariah.
Yep.
Like that was the only threat, like vocally, if you will. Like that was it. And unfortunately, Mariah became the hip hop princess before Whitney flipped.
Mm-hmm.
And he said Whitney didn't become more extra R&B until Your Love Is My Love. Everything else was
after the way to Excel soundtrack.
Yeah, like so, and
with like Heartbreak Hotel and all that stuff. Right?
Yeah, that was a great album, but it was kind of like I'm not even gonna say too late because it was a good album. But Mariah had after Mariah's first album, that's when Mariah started bringing in the hip hop producers, and that's how she was able to get that sound. And I think that Whitney, if she would have switched production and things sooner, there'd have been a different sound. But at that same time, what she was doing was right. Like, so she did The Bodyguard, she did Waiting to Exhale, she started The Preacher's Wife. So those soundtracks were amazing. So it is what it is. But I think the whole that Whitney was more of the pop princess, it kind of, yeah. It's not incorrect. It's not wrong. I think Mariah has more.
And she had an 8-year absence too, 90 to 98, with no album. Whitney.
She was doing movies. She was doing the movies.
Yeah, but Mariah was eating then though. That's when Mariah was eating.
Mariah owned
that 90 to 98.
She had a #1 hit for every year of the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Whitney was doing the movies and then having the success from the songs on those soundtracks. So it's like she was never forgotten, but Mariah was getting played in the clubs. That's it. They don't have a slide to I Believe the Children Are Our Future.
No.
They got one to Fantasy.
Damn, I was like, when do you hear Whitney in the club? I mean, you just hear I want to dance with somebody, but you hear that at the white clubs. It's the white boys.
Exactly. I'm like,
I'm Your Baby Tonight.
I don't hear that for real.
Damn.
I might hear Heartbreak Hotel and It's Not Right.
I'm definitely going to hear It's Not Right in the gay club. I'm definitely going to get the dance mix to that. But I don't. That's real shit.
You don't. Unless you go to an old head lounge, you're gonna hear You Give Good Love.
Oh yeah, you gonna
slow jam.
But yeah,
Saving All My Love.
That's you said something. What real shit? What Whitney songs are getting played at the club?
None.
Because I don't hear I'm Your Baby Tonight, and you know what? My Name's Not Susan and all that.
I never liked that song ever. Yeah,
what's the one with Bobby Brown? We Have Something in Common.
Now that is my shit.
Yeah,
that's my song, and I feel it does not get the credit that it deserves. But
I can see that song being played in the club. That song was played in the clubs.
Yeah, that one. But
yeah,
Whitney had so many ballads. That was the thing. She had all these ballads and some up-tempo things, but nothing that.
Yeah, ballads, anthems.
Ballads. So, and Mariah was in the club. And if you make
I'm every woman. I'm every woman.
Oh, I forgot about that. You might have heard that one. Yeah, I forgot she redid that.
But that still wasn't like a club. Like it's a. I mean, it's my song. Every International Women's Day, I play it, and I do a stirring rendition in here alone. But if it's played in the club, it's a dance mix. It's some dance mix that they did. So, but again, it's not getting played in a mainstream club. Is not getting played in a black club.
Do you hear? You don't hear "Shoot" in the club. The Waiting to Excel. "Shoot," nah, not that.
Huh? Like so, yeah. That was the secret formula for Mariah. It was that she had songs that were getting the radio play and people were dancing to them in the club. And Whitney, like I said, we were singing to Whitney. We listened to the song.
Yeah. You gonna hear Whitney, you know.
I mean, even Luther had club songs.
Yeah, never too much.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Do a little two-step in there.
What's that one song? I think it's like his first video when he got skinny, and it's like he owns something, but he floating around. What's the name of that song?
First was time like he got skinny?
It was like one of his first videos when he was skinny. When he was skinny, Luther. I was like, damn, Luther was hella different when I first saw it. It's like he's on something. It looked like it's like he's floating around outside in the city. He's on something, but it's like he on top of a float or something. It's like he got like a white suit on or something. It's an up-tempo song. I just forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I gotta figure this one out. This is when he first got small.
It was late 80s. It was like one of his first videos when he was skinny.
Oh, wait a minute, now. I wonder if this is it.
Is it the Give Me the Reason? I don't know. Is it Give Me the Reason?
Stop to Love.
Stop to Love. Yeah, Stop to Love. That's what.
Yep. I got it that quick.
I didn't know if it was that one or Give Me the Reason. It was one.
That's how quick.
And we just talking about Luther earlier. Dude, these are hit. We've named like 5, 6, 7 hits from this.
Yeah. But here's the fun part: is that like literally, like I just looked through Luther's songs. I grabbed an album, looked through the list, and I'm like, I bet you it was this one, and went to YouTube, and that's what it was. So like my abilities to find the shit.
The rabbit hole. That rabbit hole never ends.
Needs to be studied.
That was my grandma's shit. Put that Luther tape in the Camry, we riding.
Luther tape. All right, let's stay in the 80s here, or early 80s, early 90s. A little bit of messy stuff I researched, and thank you for putting the synopsis down there for me. But I'm going to read yours out of respect for your work here. But I want to give everyone the messy version I kind of pulled together from reading articles in like the San Francisco Chronicle and stuff later on. But I'm gonna read yours.
No, you're fine. Like, here's the thing. When I added those in, it was like I didn't realize that I had made a copy of the thing, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on the main thing. So now I have a copy of it. But
no. So
this all was done before I took my nap. So
so Pebbles, the song "Girlfriend" was supposed to be for Vanessa Williams. So Babyface had wrote it, everything. So now I'm going to put some conjecture and some hyperbolic stuff on here because I just know how niggas be. So Babyface wrote the song, and I already talked to Vanessa Williams, like, no, it's cool. Come on through and record it. Cool. All right. And Vanessa actually does record it. Then Babyface shows up. Vanessa's recording it. Pebbles comes in and says, oh, that's the joint. And Babyface is like, yeah, it's the joint. She's like, no, that's my joint. And they basically sitting there kind of James like, sit LA. And then he's looking at LA sitting over in the corner. This is all conjecture, folks. I have no idea. This is just my interpretation. LA sitting there. I mean, we can always give something else to Vanessa. She cool. She'll be good. They gave me $30,000 for this, which is true. Allegedly, they gave him $30,000 and they paid for her own video. Now, this is where it gets even more messier. Before we go back to her song being stolen, the $30,000 came from her current husband, who was also a big time fraudster in the San Francisco Bay Area, and also worked for NASA for some reason. Crazy, right? He's also Pebbles' first husband. Also 17 years her senior. Pebbles has already got a 2 or 3 year old son at 20 years old. And her and it's not by that guy. This is a whole other different dude. So LA is gives her the song, and basically fast forwarding, Vanessa Williams did not talk to them for 20 some years, maybe more, because of that. For girl, and is she like I was researching, they said that every time it came on, she got even more and more pissed because I believe it was nominated for a Grammy too.
Yeah, because if you would have put that with Vanessa, that would have been on that I'm Dreaming and Right Stuff.
Let's see.
That would have been on that album. Right after she won Miss America, she was coming out singing.
Hold on, I had looked it up before, but it would have been on
The Right Stuff. So you've been on The Right Stuff, and that had Dreaming on there.
Yeah, that would have if she would have had that.
She would have had 3 bonafide dope singles on the album, which basically got you platinum. All you need is 3 singles in those days to be, to get you platinum. And I think it did. Maybe did it go platinum?
Because Save the Best for Last was on.
She went gold.
Second album.
So this album went gold.
Yeah.
She probably looking at like that would have went platinum. And we know Pebbles went forward later on and stole all the money from TLC. So we you fill in the blanks. There's a lot more treachery within the Miss Pebbles in general. If you guys are looking to that.
Comfort Zone went 3 times platinum.
And that's the album after that?
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Give Vanessa Williams credit. Like,
is that what Save the Best for Last?
Yep. Save the Best for Last, Comfort Zone, Work to Do.
Yeah, I remember Save the Best for Last was everywhere when that came out.
Yeah. I love that song. And then it doesn't have I love Work to Do. I like Comfort Zone. It doesn't have what's the other Brian McKnight song? Is that on a different album? Oh, it's on the next. It's on a different one. It's on the next album after that. The other song Love Is with Brian McKnight, because that was on the Beverly Hills 90210 soundtrack. But anywho, back.
Your Girlfriend was 87, so yeah, they'd have been on that Right Stuff album.
Yeah.
And it's messy, man. It was just. And like Stacey said earlier, the music industry, you messing with this woman, and then she's already still married. You messing with her, and you didn't kind of mess your boy up because he already got Vanessa Williams recording the song.
Damn.
Yeah, there is somewhere in the world there is a Vanessa Williams recording of Girlfriend.
It's probably on YouTube. It might be on YouTube.
And somebody probably erased it. You know, Pebbles one of them type of women that erased that shit. Come on, man. Y'all know the engineer had to erase that right in front of Pebbles. You know how I fuck with LA, right? You want to keep your job, Stefan? You want to keep your job?
Damn.
Erase it.
If that was on that album, that definitely went platinum.
Yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
Wait.
Probably would have opened up for Janet Jackson or something.
Wait. So
you digging deep.
You know me. You know my butt will is if I'm looking on Wikipedia, I'll click the superscript. Like I'm going to the link of where the article came from, and so I'm not in it. Like I don't get this pop up the hell away from me. This is from March 22nd of 1988. Right.
Okay. Here we go.
LA Times. Pebbles is leaving no stone unturned. Wait a minute, where the hell did it go? It's her talking about that she likes to shop and blah, 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 blah. But it is not hard to treat someone named Pebbles frivolously. That's the only thing about me that's silly and gimmicky, said the singer, whose real name is Perry McKessick. She grew up in Oakland, blah, blah, blah. Like most female dance music stars, Pebbles isn't taken seriously as a singer. On her album, her voice is neither strong nor distinctive, sounding as if it's been augmented by high-tech gimmickry.
Hold on. Oh, this is a review of the album?
This is the LA Times. Like, this is
damn.
Oh, shit. So but her big hit, The Sassy Flashy Girlfriend, wasn't part of that original package. It was a last-minute addition written by the team at L.A. Reid and Babyface. It was originally scheduled to be recorded by Vanessa Williams for her debut album on Polygram, but then Pebbles fell in love with the song. She said, my album was already completed, but I desperately wanted that song on it. MCA didn't want the song because they thought I had enough songs, but I had to have that song for my album. I had a feeling about it. So I offered the songwriters a better deal for the song. One big reason they gave it to me was because my album was coming out long before Vanessa's, which is due out next month. It has that in parentheses. It's due out next month.
Like long.
They wanted the song to be on the market as soon as possible. Like I said, I go after what I want. This is a tough business, and you got to be aggressive, or you finish out of the money. All's fair in love and music, you know. This. Wait a minute, and the next paragraph. Pebbles is a light-skinned black woman who could easily be mistaken for white. Nigga, this is the greatest article I've read in a long time. Okay? Control P. But I need to print. Control P. I'm printing. I have to. It has to be printed. I don't care. It has to. I need this on my wall.
Who's the writer? Who's the writer?
It is Dennis Hunt.
Mm-hmm. For the LA Times. He's probably retired now.
Come on, baby. Come on and print. But in the meantime, I hear it in the background starting up. Like you see, like, look, I'm not. Like I ain't playing. Like I gotta print this out. That's
history.
And because it's so old, that's why I'm able to read it. This is amazing. Kids who are darker than me were hostile to me sometimes. That's just the way it is in the Black community. Sometimes you learn to live with it. Because I had my hair in a ponytail and had light skin, they thought I was trying to be white or trying to be better than them. They say she thinks she's cute or better than us. Let's beat her up. So I'd have to fight. That part of growing up wasn't much fun.
I didn't know Pebbles was from Oakland.
She didn't either until she was This is oh man, I needed that today. Sometimes you just need some shit. You just need some mess.
And Dennis Hunt's got a scholarship, a journalism scholarship named for him at USC too.
It's just It unfortunately, people, and I'm sorry, the shit like this gives me a dopamine hit. It just satisfies.
It's just mess.
It's mess. Like there's certain mess that I enjoy, right? So mess like this, I enjoy. I don't like Real Housewives shit like that, but it's a whole freaking article in the LA Times in the archives, May 22nd, 1988. Is when this came out, and the fact that
Pebbles was trying to stunt in that article a little bit, and they was like, "No, that's not true. That's not true."
Pebbles isn't taken seriously as a singer. She's undeniably pretty. Which should be an asset in her business, but it can also operate against you.
So Pebbles was the first sweetie.
Oh.
Even though I do like her new song, though. I like the new song, but I didn't know she was a rapper. I just thought she was like a pretty chick that dated rappers.
I think, isn't that what they all are?
I didn't know she rapped until last year.
I still am not really certain about that, but y'all say that she raps, so I try not to doubt what the young people are telling me. I try to believe that's what they're doing, but like we have gotten significantly off where we was.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's Diddy watch time, Stacey.
Oh,
so here's okay. There are several Diddy.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch, though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey, man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
Documentaries on the way. There's one that's called The Fall of Diddy. And then there's also Making of a Bad Boy. Now, I want to talk about Making of a Bad Boy because that one has Albie Shore and some other close friends that were able to speak up for this. I guess it's going to be on Peacock, and it's a big expose. And it starts streaming on January the 14th on Peacock. It's how many documentaries can you do? Like everyone's trying to get a documentary out right now. I am definitely interested in Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. Like I said, because you get Albie Shore in it. That's the one that I'm like, ooh. Now I'm interested in that. The one that 50 Cent is trying to get going with Netflix, I'm not really that interested in. It's 50 just wants to be able to do it. Like I feel like it's just oh shit, I'm gonna make money off of this versus really caring about anything. And then there is, which one? Like I said, there's so many. Like I said, there's according to Newsweek. So The Fall of Diddy, that comes out on January 27th. And then you'll be able to ID Discovery released a trailer. So the trailer's already been dropped for it's a 4-part docuseries, The Fall of Diddy, which premieres on 2 nights beginning January 27th. It comes from the producers of Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, which was the big thing that talked about the Nickelodeon. It's in partnership with Rolling Stone. So again, with these ones, I'm more interested in them because of who's behind them, right? Like it's not just 50.
The production quality.
Okay. The Fall of Diddy features more than 30 interviews from people in Combs' life, including his childhood friend Tim Patterson and Natanya Griffin, the woman shot in the face in the 1999 New York club shooting, for which he was on trial. Let's see. So right now there's more than he's in more than 25 civil lawsuits accusing him of sexual misconduct. But where is it at? Danny DeCane member D Woods is going to speak. She's in there talking, and some of his.
Is it too early for these documentaries? Is it too early?
Like Lil Rod and the girl Thalia Graves, they participated in here in the series. It's weird to say it's too soon. And then Cassie's makeup artist, who allegedly was there. So, but for me, I don't want to say it's too soon, but it is, because you're going to make another one of these in 2 years.
After the court case.
After the case. So I don't.
And like, hasn't TMZ done like 3 of them, right?
There's a ridiculous amount of them that are currently out. So with so many documentaries about the rise and fall of Sean Diddy Combs' release of his works.
It's at least 5 Tubi.
Like I said, TMZ has one. There's one. It's becoming, because again, now it's getting to a point of what else do you have to say? And everyone who's if we're getting the exact same people showing up in each documentary, what's your paycheck looking like? Because you're not doing it for free. You're not doing these interviews for free. So like it's becoming less about telling the truth and getting the story out, is what I feel like. Because I feel like if you really have something to say, you'll just testify.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, I don't know, and look, I'm not giving no passes to no Diddy, but I just feel like, damn, these documentaries is kind of heavy. Like, this is a lot.
Yeah, so it says several docs been released, including those by TMZ, Nightline, 2020, 50 Cent working on one for Netflix, Investigation Discovery, which is and then dropped a trailer for his Diddy doc on Thursday. So like, there's how many more? And again, what else do we have to say? Because we can only talk up to a certain point. Right now, he's incarcerated, pending trial or pending whatever it is that he's pending right now. We don't have a resolution at all. So all we're going to continue to get is more and more people coming forward, or you can talk about you can spend some time explaining a lawsuit, but to continue to create these documentaries, and there's no end right now. This is still a developing story. It's becoming a money bag, is what it is. Like, it is, how can I profit from this?
I gotta get paid off of him.
How can I profit off of
being
this?
locked up?
Right. Now, like I said, I will say the one with I'll Be Sure, I am interested in that, because hell, like that relationship in itself. And then even with Albie being like, like, hey, shit ain't right. Like, so I would like to hear what he has to say. Because he's
didn't he put him in the coma, like when he had this a few years ago?
Right, look,
he claimed Diddy did during the pandemic.
Right, so
the Illuminati put him in the coma.
So and then it's like, I feel bad for the babies, for the kids, right? Because at the end of the day, right? So yeah, you got, I'll Be Sure is going to be on here talking, but your son is Quincy, who was raised by this man, right? Quincy has already lost his mother, and his biological father wasn't always around, and the man that raised him is currently incarcerated. So the idea, like I said, Quincy being quiet, and like when he made that video, like, everybody wondering where I'm at, I'm minding my business, I'm at home. Like, yeah, he is. Like, I don't blame him. Like, it wasn't like Quincy was always out anyway.
The Wi-Fi network. You might
no
connection settings.
Is she back?
Excuse me.
But Quincy never was like an outside kid, like guy like that.
Nah, most
Quincy
times
never
he
was
was
outside.
gone, it was with family, you know, like some
Yeah,
red
or he was in a
carpet.
movie or something.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
know what? You know what's
Right.
crazy? Even though his character is dead, he was working with 50 on the Raising Kanan series.
Yeah, he was the music producer dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's listen, I feel bad for the kids. Like, I mean, it's like I said, one, Quincy, two, the girls, the twins, because they are absolutely old enough to fully understand what the hell is happening. So
I mean, they're 16 and 17, right?
yeah, like I think they're 17.
Or junior, senior high school.
Yeah,
They just went to prom.
Yeah, went to prom. So they are them, like they went to prom as well as the other daughter that he had that's in there.
Now the other, that's not Kim's, is it? The solo girl, the one that's around the twins.
No, it's a random girl in Atlanta. He got pregnant.
Okay, because she looked like one of the twins, but I didn't know that was Kim's daughter.
Yeah, it's just a random girl that he got pregnant in Atlanta.
There's another one in there.
At the same time.
But like I said, it's because they're all the same age. They're just they're months apart. But again, you have these daughters who are absolutely old enough to fully understand what the hell is going on, and this is what you're being accused of, right? I mean, again, I say accused because accused, but again, like they gotta live. You know what I'm saying? Like private school or not, homeschool or not, like there's people that are going to come for them like immediately, and
life.
Right. So, and I think that's why, like with Kimora Lee being like, I'm trying to protect them as much as I possibly can, like because there's, like I said, I do feel bad for them because who the hell is looking out for their best interest right now? Right, because they're like, hell, half the family named in the damn indictment. Think they finna go to Janice's house? She getting listed. So it's
everybody but the minors was named.
Bruh, like everybody, Justin's fucking and so like it's I feel bad for the kids because they are watching all of this and you don't know. Right, you know the dad that you had that loved you and did everything, whatever. Right, you don't know whatever else, and for people to say this about this man, or again, that's your mama. Mm-hmm. They're saying like not only about your dad, but they're also talking about your mom. You lost your mom, right? And now people are saying, "Oh, well, this because your daddy did shit." You know, like that's who that, and that's I'll say this. That's why I had to stop Diddy Watch for a while because I really started thinking about the girls. I started thinking about the kids, and it was like I just can't imagine, right? Like just what they are really dealing with for real. Like your life is completely torn upside down overnight. Overnight, everything changed for you. And who do you trust? Who do you not trust? Who's going to say something? Who's not going to say something? Like you don't know. You don't know. And they, again, with them being old enough to understand what's happening, but too young to process and really just, I hope that there is someone, if it's Kimora, if it's whoever, that is able to, if they need counseling, whatever it is that they're going to need to get through this is there, because it's not going to get better. Because
it's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse. Like it's going to get worse and worse. Even if this man walks away scot-free, it'll never be the same. Like ever, like nothing will be ever. Like he's gonna have to leave the country. Like it's one of the like you're gonna have to start anew in a
whole new life.
Like it's yeah, I feel bad.
But Diddy can't do that though. You know he can't.
Well,
if he get off, he
we
has
said
to the
that
club that
before he
night.
got locked up. He just can't sit down. When he was walking on the beach.
Yeah, yeah, hanging out with Stevie J.
I mean, I get it. Can't stop, won't stop, but you're gonna have to stop. Like it's you gotta. It's this is. I'm sure it's a very humbling experience for him. Like he's been denied bail, like what 3 times by 3 different judges.
I think the next time is at the end of this month when February or something.
They're not letting him go.
When does the trial start?
I don't know. That I don't know. But
he asked for a speedy one.
He what?
He asked for a speedy trial.
People in the hell want ice water, but I think that I wonder when he is gonna. I don't know when the trial's gonna start. That's actually a really good question. But and then it's that trial, and because is it Fed? It's not Fed. Okay, it's not a Fed case, right? Because he's at the Metropolitan Detention Center. He's in Brooklyn.
Yeah, so he's in Brooklyn.
Like, because I don't remember he was federal housing or what. I'm trying to think. My thought process is the trial going to be televised? And I think they might or they may not. There's certain ones that they won't televise, and I'm trying to remember what the difference is and which ones get televised and what doesn't. It's gonna drive me nuts. But I almost hope it's not televised, but I don't know. I feel bad for the kids, is my official answer.
Thoughts and prayers.
That is exactly it.
Our last topic for the night. Do you all care about an Andre 3000 album that is being rumored to be coming out as a solo rap album, not flute rap? Do you care? Do you want to see it?
I do, but I just see it when I see it. As much of a fan I am, I just wait till the art comes out. I'm just waiting to see if he actually wins this album of the year for the flute.
That would be hilarious.
That would be so crazy.
May 5th is the trial date for Diddy.
That's when he claims. Trial date's May 5th.
For Diddy.
May 5th.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, May 5th. So, Cinco de Mayo is when it's going to happen. I don't. It's not that I don't care. Like if he does it, he does. If he don't, okay.
Yeah.
You're at that point where these artists, you don't even care for it. Like y'all people
I look forward to the more Andre 3000 features more than the album.
And I didn't hate the flute album. And I think what he hates it, everybody calls it the flute album. Well, nigga, you was playing the flute.
Like, man, what else you doing? You ain't rapping. You ain't singing.
Like, what do you want us to say about it? It was an album with you playing the flute. I think that's it. But I don't. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, we've been without him. So
yeah.
That's it.
Did y'all hear the Dre? Y'all heard the Dre Snoop album? Did y'all hear that?
I heard some of it. It was cool. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad album.
I had no desire.
Right, you talked about that previously. You had no desire to listen.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Listen.
Cool.
Sometimes you just have
it's cool.
It ain't like you was waiting for the Chronic, when that was coming out. They older, seeing if they still got it.
Are we still waiting on Detox?
Nah, they ain't coming. We gonna get Detox when Dre died.
It's gonna be a posthumous album.
That we getting Detox after he died.
Detox Detox gonna be a fucking greatest hits album. Watch.
Yep. Everything he produced. From World Class Wrecking Crew to Eminem. You have no
Detox.
Legit, we've been waiting on Detox for how long?
Like 20 years? What, since 03?
You think it's not
Chronic 2001, Detox probably like 05 maybe.
Yeah.
So 20 years at least.
No. That Detox album has been pushed back like Hulk Hogan's hairline. Speaking of which, did y'all see?
Go ahead.
On the Netflix.
Hulk Hogan.
I think I had taken a nap. I had taken my evening nap, and when I woke up and I got on the book face, people were talking about Netflix and Hulk Hogan and booing. And I'm like, huh? What's going on? And I go to the flick of the next and I hit play. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right, what's going on? I'm like, oh, it's Raw. And I just scroll through and then I get right to when Hulk comes out. And those boos, it was like the angels. Like that, like that sound of just, it was like, wow. Like
was his song playing that I'm a real American? That racist ass song.
Yep. And they booed him like no one had been. Baby, I ain't never seen nobody boo.
This is worse than the worst of the Showtime the Apollo moments. This is
I ain't seen white folks that mad since they canceled MASH. That boy, they booed the fuck out of him. And it was like, it to the point, and the announcers are trying to talk over it. They didn't, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, we wouldn't be here. Boo, bitch. Like, they did not care. They just kept booing. And I appreciate it. That's right, America. Keep booing.
The crazy thing is, we know Hulk was the big wrestler in the 80s, but I was still a Macho Man fan. He was the better wrestler.
and I was a Ric Flair guy.
Ric Flair was the better talker. Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes. They was the best shit talker.
I never forget, I found that clip where Ric Flair keep going talking, y'all. I'm gonna play this Ric Flair clip. It's just that amazing.
Yeah, Hulk with that racist ass I'm a real American.
Yeah, I was never a Hulkamaniac. That wasn't me. Like, so I liked other people. Like, I definitely liked Macho Man and
Ultimate Warrior,
British Bulldog, and Sergeant Slaughter. Like, so, like that whole era. Like, I enjoyed all of them. Like Hulk, I appreciated Hulk, and I've seen No Holds Barred.
Yeah,
I just like I said, we knew who he was. Like, he was what he was, but just that decline, like, from people literally just cheering and cheering and cheering for him, and for so many decades. Even when he went to, I can call him Dark Hulk,
NWO.
The NWO, all that shit. And I mean, it was like, yeah, he was the heel then and all that, and he got booed, but no, baby,
this was real booze.
Oh, these was real booze. Like, this is, we do not fuck with you. You are not like us. This is what it was. Like, this is like, that shit is Drake at a Lakers game.
One thing I do love about, I'm not into wrestling like I used to be as a kid, but I love how more black people are coming, more black wrestlers are coming back. You know, it ain't just Coco Beware and Virgil no more.
Oh shit! I mean, I absolutely remember the first time seeing Virgil, and
he was the bodyguard for $1 million.
He was like, he was a manservant for Ted DiBiase for the $1 Million Man, and being like, and I just remember thinking, like, why he got a maid? Like, why is he a butler?
But my favorite dude is the one dude, I don't know his name. The old guy, he was like, hold on, player, you got a round with the Undertaker.
He's the old
guy who come out and like, wait a minute, player.
Teddy Long.
Yeah,
Teddy Long.
You got a bout with the Undertaker.
Tonight on Raw.
Yeah. And what was the one dude he used to have the Jerry curl? The manager. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Slick.
I always learned everybody's sidekick. Like, the, you know, so Undertaker, I remember Undertaker, his
Paul
debut with Paul Bearer. Oh, what's the dude? Always looked real slick, long hair, mustache. Always had a suit on.
Jimmy Hart.
Thank you.
Jimmy
I'm like,
Hart.
I can't think of his name. Like I said,
Bobby the Brain Heenan. You talking about Bobby the Brain?
Bobby Brain.
Before the before we started like now it's all about Photoshop, but I remember when Ric Flair had the pictures of him and Elizabeth that he had. They didn't call it photoshopping then because we wasn't no Photoshop, but he had these pictures that he had made trying to make it seem like Elizabeth was cheating on Macho Man and all of that. I remember when Macho Man returned to the ring and he wasn't supposed to be there, and he said, "I want to come back to the ring," and asked Elizabeth to marry him. I was there when he asked. I was there at my house. I wasn't at the place. I was, but I saw it. Okay.
I remember Jake the Snake bringing the snake to bite Macho.
Yes.
Hold on. This is the best. It's the fact that Herschel Walker got presented with it.
That was back in his Heisman run.
No, he was already playing for the
Cowboys.
Yeah. No, it was in between.
Okay.
There. It's probably then or when he was already with the Cowboys.
Yeah. My favorite promo was Dusty Rhodes, and I think he talking to Ric Flair. It's called the on Hard Times. I don't know. That would just get me going right there. Dusty Rhodes.
I'm tired of holding these alligators down.
Hulk Hogan didn't age well, y'all.
Not at all.
He didn't.
Like the man's been going bald since at least 1975.
Yeah, he been going bald since we've been born.
Like he was going bald since at least 75.
He's a big liar. That's the main thing. Is that he's a big liar. Is that why people don't like him? Not just the racism stuff, but like he's a big liar amongst other wrestlers.
Aside from being a racist, he's also a liar.
Yeah,
because I heard it was an
incident
with one of his
but the lies
restaurants down in Tampa. Somewhere down in Tampa, he owns like a bar or a restaurant. And I think it was an incident last year. It was a young black lady, I think, coming to work, and I think he didn't hire her or something. Something happened. It was in the stories last year. You'd have to look at.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's more than I could see it. Like I could see it. Like now, had it been Dustin, that black woman, that would have been. She was family. Like she was
Didn't he have a black manager, a lady, like back in the day, Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Yeah, he did.
Sapphire.
What was her name?
Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Sapphire. Yeah.
I'm like, Sapphire was a big black Jerry curl wearing black woman.
Because Sherry was with Macho Man or Macho King.
I'm like, yeah, like, and I was like, I just remember seeing that and being like, I fuck with her. She's
from St. Louis too.
I can see that. I can see that.
She died here. She was born here, died here. Died here in 96.
I can see it. A lot of those old wrestling women, when you watch, I watch Dark Side of the Ring all the time. When they show some of those women from like back in the day and how they look now, you'd be like, ooh, hard life. Shit. Ooh, hard life. But then you learn just really what wrestling was like at that time. There was no huge money like the way that they're getting that money now, and that you had to be on the road to get that money, and that so
on the road every day.
Yeah, like it does suck when you get the when the curtain is pulled back and you see the behind the scenes of it. It takes away the magic. And I think for me with wrestling, I think once you kind of really learn like, oh wait, so it's not for real, like really, like that took the magic away. Same thing with battle rap in me. That's actually kind of how I stopped liking battle rap.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day.
All right, Stacey, where can people hit you up at?
At Stacey Adams on the Instagram and whatnot. I might be eventually working for Jagged Edge. We'll see. They're hiring for a social media manager, and I'm like, let me go ahead and get my portfolio together. But their record company has a Gmail address. We'll see. Like I don't know. Well, so I might be back next time. I might not be. I don't know. I could be on location. Don't know.
Scott, where people hit you up, man?
Hit me up everywhere at Cool Ass Scott, and especially in the group. I'm finna start posting in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, make sure everybody go join our Only Listen 90s group on Facebook. And us on IG as well. And we appreciate y'all. See y'all. Peace.
All right.